social wrong identified the data is the phenomenon that ideas and aims that could contribute to social progress and the advancement of social justice end up getting lost in adversarial frames. On one hand, the ideas are conflated with the dynamics of power in which they are employed, the employment being power over and power against in an adversarial frame, makes associated ideas subject to reaction and backlash in response to emotion, those forms of power or both. On the other hand, the adversarial strategy frames common ground pertaining to social justice aims and ideas into binary terms. One possible alternative is developing forms of discourse which are non-adversarial. A parallel exists in the interpretation of dialectics, which does not have to be qualified by conflict, but can instead be characterized by interaction or conversation. Forms of conversation that draw on power with and power to may be helpful in overcoming the limitations identified with regards to backlash. Inclusivity seems it would be key. And calling in the conversations and the construction of their forms may overcome the difficulties associated with the identified social wrongs. Deliberative spaces could be one object of study for future research to identify attitudes, forms, frames, and qualities of conversation discourse spaces that align with non-adversarial frames and avoid the pitfalls identified above. Another way past the obstacle seems to be the creation of constructive alternatives. It may not be enough to employ power over or power against injustice. Creating justice, or rather constructive alternatives to injustice, may be necessary to avoid, transcend backlash and limitations associated with it. Power with and power to forms of power may be creatively helpful in this effect. Other considerations may be relevant as well, such as universal participation, and could be objects of inquiry for future researchers and research, yet outside the scope of this paper.